So many people have called me pretty that it's gone to my head. When I was a kid, all I heard was that I was ugly. Ugly, 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 big forehead, ugly, ugly, big teeth, ugly, ugly, ugly. But now, since college, people have consistently talked about my attractiveness. And it has gone to my head and I hate it. Every instance in my life, I feel like if I don't get something or if someone doesn't like me, I immediately think, oh, that's crazy. I'm cute. Why wouldn't they like me? Or just feeling like I should get things because I'm attractive and I'm single and I've always been single. And I feel like I've always been single because I expect people to want me so I don't put in much work. And so, yeah, I think, like, sometimes I think I have a good personality, but really, am I just lazy in every aspect of my life? Because I think I can get away with things because I'm cute. That is so fucking dumb, but I know that's what I'm doing. That's exactly what I've been doing this entire time. And I just realized it recently. And I can't stop thinking about that shit. It just is always in my fucking brain. What the fuck is wrong with me?
That's a silly, ridiculous. And maybe it is true that a lot of people have lost sympathy, the ability to sympathize or empathize. Don't condone her behavior, but also don't laugh at her suffering. I release it with love. I release her with love. I release this job with love. And I turn towards the sun and I'm open with so much more love. Hallucination? No. Head is aching. Holding this Vicks jar, pretty small jar. Feet off the ground, sitting, but not on the floor. Elevated, grounded. Head is pounding. Morning, I was fine. Light too bright. Wish I could say what I want to say. Wish I could leave now. He's back. With or without him, I'm okay. I love him and he loves me. Doesn't guarantee anything. Titles mean nothing. Knees hurting. Tired. Body's tired. How much longer can I keep this up? How can I keep this up? Body doesn't want it. Mind doesn't want it. Emotions don't want it. I know I don't want it. But I return every day. Who am I actually setting up here? Myself. Disrespectful. In more the ways than one.
I don't believe in twin flames or soulmates anymore. And I feel kind of silly for ever believing in that. I can't fucking talk. But as I get older, it becomes more evident that we choose who we love, and we choose who we love based on whatever reasons that we think complete our life. But in all reality, no soul needs a mate. Our souls aren't split in half. We are whole people. We just feel like we aren't, like we need another part of us, someone to complete us. And that's just not healthy, not realistic. People choose to love people based on a number of things, like attractiveness, or their career, or if they're funny, or I don't know, they have the same values, but it's never like something beyond our control. We choose who we love, we choose when we love, we choose where we love, we choose how we love. It's all up to us. And so me, like, I've always been single. And I've always associated that with, oh, I just haven't found that person. But there really is no person. It's just, I mean, there is a person. It's just like me finding a person who I'm willing to love, and that person also willing to love me back, or liking me back, or whatever, liking me enough to be with me. But it's definitely not a mate. There's definitely not there's a mate. That's stupid. There's definitely not instances of soulmates or of twin flames, which twin flames is so fucking corny. But yeah, I don't have a soulmate. I don't think anyone does. And if I do have a soulmate, it's probably like one of my best friends, or my mom, or someone like that. It's probably not romantic. And we always associate love with like romantic love. We never think about other types of love. Like the fact that I feel love when I open up all the windows or all the blinds in my house and the light shines through and the plants look really pretty, and I'll like light a candle and it'll smell really good, and I'll sit down and read a book. That's what love is to me. I feel love in those moments. I actively choose to love certain things and certain people, as everyone else does. And I feel like people are obsessed with soulmates and twin flames and true loves, all because they want to seem like they're having some magical experience. But maybe that's not the magical experience that they're having. Like, maybe look to other things to be magical, not in people. I don't know. I just feel like we're all whole, and that we don't need a mate, but it's nice to have someone to share your secrets with. I hope I fall in love, or not fall, but decide on a person to love someday. Decide on someone who chooses me back. But until then, I'm a whole fucking person. End of story. cleaning up. I'm making space in my life, mentally, spiritually, and physically. Letting go of the past. Layer by layer. It's so funny how people come into your life acting like they are so much better than the people from before. When they're not, they're actually worse. Sometimes I sit and pray for my sanity. And sometimes I act. Layer by fucking layer. And it's like people come in your life and they won't leave you the fuck alone. They just keep re-entering unannounced without knocking or sending a text first. Just showing up in your space. Fuck that. This is gonna take me a while.
I mean, I don't even know why you're surprised. This is exactly what you were asking for. And it happened. Thank God it wasn't as bad as it could have been. But it definitely was worse than what you were expecting. And you said you were going to take your whole 14 days. Yeah, right. Anyway. For the last 5 days, I've been watching Seinfeld. And what good has that done? How many jobs have you applied to during that time? I'm just tired of seeing the same old shit, and yet I can't stop myself from seeing the same old shit. Meaning, I'm tired of seeing the same old shit, and yet I look up the same old shit. Facebook.com. Who goes to fucking Facebook? Somebody who deleted Instagram, that's who. I check it all the time. I don't know why. Today, mostly. Oh. What the hell? Meditating today. And I actually think that I was able for like literally maybe 6 minutes of those 10 minutes, I was able to literally feel, because I'm imagining during this meditation, liberation and freedom. I was in this like grassy, soft, like baby grass, like field. The grass just went on and on and on. And the sky was embracing the horizon. I mean, blue sky. No clouds. I don't know why I didn't imagine clouds. And a breeze. Stronger than just like a light breeze. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like stronger, but it was warm. And I think I felt liberation. I smiled in real life. Like I was in my imagination. I wasn't worried about a car. I wasn't worried about how to get back. I wasn't worried about what time it was or if it was going to get dark soon. I wasn't worried about any of the things that I was worried about here. I knew everyone that I loved was well. I knew that they were safe. And I knew that they were experiencing the same liberation and freedom I was at that moment, even though there was nobody there with me, not even Whittle. I was able to just relax and lay down for once and not feel the pressure of time. Describing it right now makes me want to cry. Oh my God. Yo, like I recorded my pulse. It was just going so fast on my wrist this morning, and it was like, I thought, am I struggling this hard? Is my body struggling this hard to breathe? Is that why it was like pumping so big in my wrist? I mean, it was so clear. It's like the biggest evidence of my existence at that time. I had to record it. I had never seen my wrist like that, pulsating, that vein to pulse that much, or that pulse to be pumping that hard. Maybe it was still COVID. I don't know. I gotta get that booster. I'll do it in 2 weeks. I love my ring, yo. It's the best gift I could have gotten myself. Because you know what? I love me. I'm going to start showing it to myself in more ways than just the words and myself looking in the mirror. You know, sometimes that works. A lot of the times it doesn't for me. Why is that? Because it still feels like I'm talking to somebody else. I try to look myself in the eyes. Say it to me, the person inside. The only times I really feel is when I close my eyes during meditation, and I have to say it. I have to say it to who I really am and to my younger self. And then they ask me back, do you love you? And that's when I say, I love me. That's the only time I feel like I actually receive it. Oh shit, my computer. Anyway, I think I'm gonna post Seinfeld back on and
I've always had a weird fascination with death, to the point where I feel like I'm naturally morbid. I'm always, not always, but I often think of my passing, what it would be like, how people would react, what my funeral would be like. I think it freaks people out how much I talk about death. I don't think that, well, I'm not that spiritual, but I don't think this is it. So it doesn't make me sad. I think there's something else. Today, I went on a website to look up how to get a memorial t-shirt of myself made. My brother said that was sort of morbid and disrespectful to people who have passed. But I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm always trying to honor people who have passed. And I try not to look at death as being a sad thing, but something that we have to prepare for. I don't know. Or maybe I just feel the need to curate everything, like I do my Instagram page and how I want people to perceive me, and I'm concerned with how I'll be perceived and how I am perceived. And that's why I think about death. I'm curious about how I'll be remembered. Just like I'm curious about what people think of those dumb videos I post on Instagram. Posing. I feel silly, but I also can't help it. Just like I feel like I am kind of morbid, but I can't help it. I sort of just am who I am, and I sort of just have these interests. But I don't want to offend anybody. That's not my intent. I'm just having this experience, and I'm trying to understand it. And this is how I choose to process things.
Sometimes I be seeing these big bushes all bunched up next to each other. And they're wild. Their branches are so long. And for a second you think that's all there is here. These just big, thick bushes. And then you look closely and you notice there are wildflowers growing in between them. Barely getting sun, but somehow finding a way to bloom. Reaching towards it, the little that they can get in between the thick branches of the bushes. And what do they see from there? What is it like to be a bush? To take up all the space? To dominate? To get all the sun, all the breeze, and all the rain. I already know what it's like to be the flower. Been thinking a lot about value and community. And my role in my own community. And although I know my value and my worth, I sometimes question if I'm actually doing the things that I think that I'm doing. And then I begin to feel guilty for not showing up enough. My capacity these days, or these years, really, have been very low. Very, very low. And I do what I can, but I know I should do more. And sometimes I wonder when I'm going to reach full capacity again. It's been a minute. It's been a very long time since I've had full capacity. I think of my choices of what I've decided, like in my life so far, being childless, not married, and still feel like I'm floating. And I wonder sometimes if that's the thing, those are the things that are keeping me from feeling like I've actually got the ground underneath my feet. Or if I'm just associating those things with having ground. Or at least making the appearance of it having ground. Maybe the not having ground is the norm. Whether you're a mom or not, whether you're a wife or not.